Chill is going to be first up over for the team 1 versus Sebastian as a DH versus DK. Stun in the opener, got himself the sigil, immediate interrupt by Chilled as he got himself covered in the AMS for a second. Army of the Dead joining a little by little, actually not even the army but just necromantic bargain, just to pop all of those festering wounds all at once, while also putting a down on Sebastian and let the pets just absolutely maul him down stunned. He's actually just AFK and letting the pets do a lot of this work, and they did a pretty good job. While Chipples just trying to play it back a little bit. He doesn't have much help to work with. Blind onto Seb. Does he just let the pet take him out right now? Because he could just let the dots do it, right? Let the dots go. Stun and Chill might not be in a great spot. Might actually need to use some cooldowns right now. Seb might also be thinking about using some counter-offensive self-survivability tools as well. Darkness, maybe a Hunt. Trying to see if he can make a play. Does get a grip on the Hunt. I don't really know if it connected or not. Big damage Chill. Does have a full bar of runic power. Maybe Death Strikes can be used in order to help recover. Both of these are super low. Stun and Chill plus does go for the IBF. Does he maybe take it back? Does Bets are stunned up? Does summon up the Gargoyle. Imprisoned for just a second. Does Seb maybe play someone off of this one? Darkness potentially. Does go for the stun into by the Death Knight. Look at you just escape and claw him down. Man, the two take a lot of damage back and forth from one another, huh? That's a lot to deal with. The whole army of the undead doesn't really reposition onto Sandstorm. Does drop down Death and Decay on either side, but the man made it through either way. He's looking just to erupt this whole operation of Chilples from the inside. The man is just a living bomb running in there, trying to see if he can blow up the Death Knight. Combustion was used really early on, so at least Chilples doesn't have to worry about that massive amount of heat to deal with at all times. Whole army of the dead with an actual army finally getting to join in. Sandstorm is going to be pressured. Either will have to play his defenses super well, that or it's going to be an Iceberg situation. Mad burst into Sandstorm, forcing out the big cauterize as well as an Iceberg. Man's got himself the most amount of recovery, but every single cooldown and emergency button has been activated all at once. Chilple's got himself quite a bit of burst, huh? Fire Blast out for Sandstorm, maybe got himself a setup, but I think it's just over. Chilples covered himself with an AMS. They just waited out for a little bit longer. Red X is going to be up next, dropping down random Death in case he knows, as Stealthy is probably approaching him. One Death and Decay on one side, Death and Decay on the other. Red X could swing around if he wanted to, but it doesn't look like he wants to really go anywhere. Got himself a proper stun on Chilples. Doesn't really have an answer for the Feral Druid here at all. Blind immediately as Red goes in for a wall. Does use a Trinket really early on. Stun Convoke. Stunned by the pet. The Nod does end up helping quite a bit. Chills is not going to be able to escape out of the situation easily with bleeds as well as thorns rotting him down little by little. Trying to play for the Death Strikes as best as possible. Full Heart of the Wild available for Red X. Needs those Death Strikes desperately for every single one of these bites. He definitely needs something, but looks like maybe he's just trying to stay super aggressive with Red. Stun, trying to see if he can load him up full of festering wounds. Maybe he can go for Biblic Apocalypse. I think that's exactly what he's trying to go for. Mad damage, Red looking to escape, but I think it's just over. My goodness, just needed a little bit of damage to keep the pressure on him and take him out little by little. Is it Kevin or is it Blood running the next? Because it looked like both of them were shuffling for a second. Chilple's back, tanking up, trying to see if he can preserve herself. Death and Decay on either side. So Bloodstainer, unless he does some cheesy Shadow Step 2 non-chill pills, is not really going to have an easy way to get in there whatsoever. While Chilple's trying to see if he can hold his fort. This is his fortification. This is his castle. He's gonna defend it to the last bit. Gonna be immediate trinket off of the stun. Bloodstain or actual trinkets as well out of the blind. IBF to follow for Chills. Just needs to play it super safe. While Bloodstainer gets some cooldowns, it's gonna be a big apocalypse with a bit of a doubt onto Bloodstainer, letting the pets do work, but the rogue goes in for a vanish. Cloak of Shadows, even an evasion. So that's a lot of cooldowns used, but for Chill Pills, doesn't mean that it's just going to be easy for him. The Rogues have got a lot of damage, summoning up an army together, or a Gargoyle at the very least, together with the Mages of the Dead. Maybe the still will be enough. Just needs to live long enough while the Mages does the work. Gargoyle trying to see if he can end the Rogue. And looks like he's lagging maybe a little bit. Bloodstander back in there, going for the Shadow Strike. Wait, Chilpa is definitely lagging. Does he win this? Does he lose this? Blind and Chills. The pets are doing work. Wait a second. Bloodstander? Does he live this? Oh no. No, dude, no. Oh, that is so tragic. I think he is. Yeah. Oh, that is tragic. Oh. Is it Light Messiah supposed to be up next, or is it the Death Knight? That was actually so close. And then DC. Thanks, Moser. Appreciate you. Kevin, gonna be up next versus Light Messiah. Both Paladins are walking at each other with every cooldown available. And looks like both Paladins are kind of mirroring each other too. Shield events available for either one of them. Bubbles available for both. Trinket out for Kevin, but also so for Light Messiah. Has a sort of human racial. Big damage to the Light Messiah with a lay on hands. Kevin super low on health. I may need to use something right now. Does he go for the bubble? Goes, I think, for spell immunity. Light Messiah can kind of, could technically turn it around, but with so much of the damage being holy damage, it's just immune. The amount of attacks that are physical, you can count them on one hand. Kevin with a quick blind to Leotis, trying to see if he can get him out of here. Actually, is it named Leotis, or is it supposed to be the L assigned? It's Eotis. Because I've been calling him Eotis. Kevin doesn't look like he's going to be able to live much longer. Yeah, it's just... That was the entire team? That was quick. RSK gonna be first up versus Leotis. Got him some full wall immediately. IBF is just trying to summon up an army of homies to help him join in battle, but RSK actually taking a bit of damage. If Leotis could just keep him at bay, wait, he's pulling his army back. Don't want to do that. RSK, if he gets a karma, he's gonna be healthy. Wait a second, wait, he's backing up. If you could just keep the army on him while he's playing defensive, Ring of Peace does give him a little of a breather, but if you could just keep him at bay super low, let the army claw him down, no karma opportunity, unless he literally karmas a pet, is just kind of gonna be a rough spot for him either way though. Leotis does give himself another chance. Does he play into Necromantic Bargain like Chillpills does? I guess that is the question. AMS available, RSK with a karma, IBF, no, AMZ, but I think this might be over. Wait, Leotis, maybe you live? Hold on. Was it even touch of death? I don't think it was even touch of death. That was a rough one, man. Even though Unholy Death Knight got quite a bit more damage than before, they're still not super survivable. You definitely got a little bit more of a bite to you. You got better teeth, but they're still fragile teeth. You know what I mean? They're still need dental. Big damage into RSK. Man, oh! That's exactly what I was talking about. They got quite a bit of damage to them, but like they're still kind of squishy. As Chill just trying to see if he can find himself a bit of a breather. Wraith walk just to disconnect. Lexium stops in place. Does have a blind for this one. Human racial was used. Mad damage to Chillpills. Having to go IBF might be a death pack situation. Trying to heal with Lichborn is not enough. He needs some way out of this one. Sounds under Casimeta. He's throwing everything at him. Everything but the kitchen sink. But Zoan, I think, is just going to end up taking him down. He's got 1 health. Oh my. You can just pressure a Death Knight with everything you got, and eventually the will break, I feel like. Jake Boy gonna be up next, trying to see if he can maybe fight through Caster. Got himself quite a bit of damage, and it's gonna be a big stun. Oh, mad damage, Caster. Might need to karma this right now. Just blasting him before the karma came out. That's all you gotta do, right? Just gotta walk in, blast him before even a defensive is up, and you're good. That's all you need. Not easy. Jake Boy trying to see if he can lift Conan up next. I feel like we've seen that with Death Knight. So walk in, do something good. Next competitor comes around, a Death Knight breaks open. Conan trying to see if he can get himself some damage. Got himself big Odin's Fury, big blades on a Jake Boy. He's trying to play as defensive as he can. Just playing it safe. Chain onto Conan. He got himself Reflect. Maybe you can live it. Army of the Dead available. Sorta, kinda. Or at least you got himself the Ghoul. I think he's playing the Bargain talent. So you got himself the Bargain Bin Apocalypse, which at least he gets to burn off his festering wounds a lot more often. So burst and gets a dot on the guy, but not gonna get the army. Still, they're able to overpower the warrior, even though through disarm, got them death goals channeling back to back to take him down. With Erebus gonna be up next. Full stun into Jake Boy. I think it's over, right? He's eviscerating him, but wait, hold on. Deathstrike? Maybe? Deathstrike is all he's living off of? Blind, doesn't quite connect, does end up gripping the rogue back in as he goes in for a flip. With Erebus getting opened up by Calamity, doesn't even let him leave and get a reset. It's going to be immediate vanish, evasion, as well as a cloak of shadows by Erebus. He threw everything there. Wait, Calamity knows where you are. He knows exactly what to look for. Shadow Step, even though you have the advantage. He's there waiting. Cloak of Shadows to dodge all these attacks. Erebus doesn't have anything available. Does get a cheap shot last second trinket out of Calamity. Doesn't even worry about his own health. He's just going to send the trinket either way. Does he have a dot on it? He does have a bleed by the looks of it. Catches himself a vanish for a quick second kidney shot, but I think it's over, right? You just died to bleeds. Doesn't even... Secret Technique actually hits you either way. So when you die, Secret Technique still hits ya. Good to know. Trill gonna be up next versus the rogue. Calamity just sent everything into the other rogue though. So Calamity is walking into this one kinda down on cooldowns, but a blind maybe reset onto Trill. Maybe you can make someone work off of this one. Trill trying to see if he can get himself a better angle versus rogue, but he does get himself a reset. I don't know how that route did not hit you. I have no idea how that didn't hit you. It looked like you literally ran right through it. Trill at least does have a trinket back up. He does get himself a pretty big heal. Calamity looking for a reset. Gonna be probably a big damage combo, but Trill doesn't quite connect. He knows more or less what the rogue is. Actually, he does hit him in the right direction where the fire breath should be. But the rogue was able to avoid all of that. I feel like he's now avoided two things that it felt like he was literally in front of. I mean, the fire breath, I guess, went over his head, but I feel like Z-axis kind of gets ignored in WoW at times. Or it is weird with the axes, but I feel like it would have still hit. The rogue gouge to follow has himself sleepwalk. Cloaker shot's available, so at least you're forcing big cooldowns out of the rogue really early. Calamity with big damage to follow. Does he have the big damage? Secret technique. Drill super low in health. I think it might be over. Cheat death saving him barely. Does get himself a shield last second. Needs more healing. Does get interrupted. Trying to go for a time rewind. Does he get to rewind the clock on this arena? He needs to rewind the clock back to where he was planned to save. Gouge followed by Calamity, just trying to control Trill as best as he can. Does he get a reset though? He needs a big kidney shot. Trill is kind of lowish on health. Trill needs to make a play right now. He doesn't have a trinket. He needs to have a go as soon as possible. Deep breath, whatever's available. Next chance you have to go for it. Kidney shot. Is this it? Is this over? Trill does have armor. But is it enough though? Cheap shot? Does Calamity have secret technique? Gets him super low. Is this enough? Does get himself a bit of a heal. Interrupted for a second. Blind to follow. I think it's over, right? Calamity kept himself a reset. He just needs one big go. Trill, sap to follow. Does get himself a wall together with a heal. Wall is gone. I don't know if you can do anything here at this point. I think it just might be over unless you just deep breath immediately. I think this is done. I think Calamity just played out super well. My goodness, that was rough. That was rough. Trill, seriously, you can't catch a break, dude. Only thing you've really versed is like, besides like a couple of Death Knights, is rogues, dude. Yeah, what'd you do on your Saturday? I joined some duels. I faced a bunch of rogues. Got depression. It was fun.